At the beginning of the movie, we meet Haley Keller, a young woman who swims at the University of Florida. She's not doing well in competitions and keeps remembering how her father always tried to cheer her up when she was little and things didn't work out. After she takes a shower, Haley goes to her locker and sees that her sister Beth is calling her. Beth says she's been trying to talk to her all morning, and Haley responds that she was busy training. Beth then tells her that a very strong hurricane is coming to where they live. She's also worried because she can't reach their father. Beth thinks he doesn't want to leave home and will try to stay there during the storm. Haley says their father should be fine, but promises to go there to see how he is, just to calm her sister down. But Beth, all scared, warns again that it's very dangerous to drive there with such a strong hurricane coming. Haley doesn't pay much attention to what her sister says and goes to her father's house anyway, even with heavy rain. On the way, she tries to call him several times, but he doesn't answer, and the rain only gets worse. Soon she arrives at a place where there are some flags and meets Wayne, who is Beth's ex-boyfriend. He says no one can pass there because the hurricane changed direction and is coming straight for them. Haley tries to convince him to let her pass because she needs to see if her father is okay, but Wayne doesn't let her and asks her to go back for safety. She asks Wayne to go see how her father is and pretends she's leaving. But since she can't reach her father again, she runs past the flags and continues going to the center of the storm. Hey, what would you do if your region was flooded and the water brought many alligators? The movie I'm going to summarize is called Crawl. It's a very good and tense movie that mixes action, adventure, horror, and suspense. Before wanting to close the video, thinking the movie is bad because it's about alligators and must be exaggerated like shark movies, don't close it. You'll like it. That's why I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like to receive the best recaps. After a while, she arrives at her father's house. Inside the house, she finds his dog, Sugar, but doesn't find her father anywhere. She makes a video call with Beth and says he might be at their old house. Beth says the house should have been sold when their parents separated, but Haley decides to go there anyway. Beth tries to make her give up this dangerous idea and tells her to look for a safe place. But Haley doesn't want to know. She takes Sugar with her and goes to the old house. When she gets there, she sees her father's car parked in front and tells her sister, relieved. Haley enters the house calling for her father, but no one responds. She looks everywhere and doesn't find anyone. She calls him again and hears his cell phone ringing nearby. She gets startled when a tree breaks the kitchen window. I confess I was startled too. While she tries to understand what happened, she decides to go to the basement, where Sugar is barking non-stop at the entrance. Down there, everything is dirty, dark, wet, full of rats, and she has to crawl. In the basement, Haley finds some tools thrown around and sees blood, then finds her father, Dave, unconscious on the floor. Scared, she turns him over and sees that he's alive, but soon realizes he has some very ugly wounds on his shoulder. Then she finds a tarp and uses it to pull her father to the exit, where Sugar is all agitated waiting. And when they reach the stairs going up, a huge alligator attacks them. Luckily, Haley and her father manage to hide behind some pipes just in time, and the pipes don't let the alligator pass, but they also can't get out of the basement. After a while, Dave wakes up and tells Haley that the place has an alligator. She says she already came face to face with it and asks how this animal ended up there. Dave, all tired, thinks they must have entered through a pipe that connects the basement to the lake. Dave gets upset that Haley came there and tells her to leave, saying he doesn't need help. But of course, Haley won't leave him alone. Haley tells him that the hurricane is very close and that everyone has already left the city. Besides the wound on his shoulder, she sees that his leg is broken, with the bone sticking out, and decides to try to get help. But then she discovers that her cell phone was left back behind the pipes that are protecting them from the alligator. Even though it's dangerous, Haley decides to leave the safe place. While she looks for the cell phone, she and her father start talking about how she did poorly in the swimming competition that morning. She's worried she might lose her scholarship if she doesn't improve. Dave tries to cheer her up, like he used to when she was a child, but she gets irritated. Soon after, she sees the alligator distracted and runs to get the cell phone. But before she can call for help, an alligator appears behind her. To her surprise, there isn't just one alligator, but two. The girl drops the cell phone out of fear and runs to her father, but at the last moment, an alligator grabs her leg. While she fights with one alligator, another appears. Haley fights the alligators using anything she finds, trapping one of them. The second one, going after her, steps on Haley's cell phone, ending the chance to ask for help. Then she finds a screwdriver on the floor and hits the alligator several times, getting time to hide in a hole in the wall. After a while, the alligators leave, and Haley takes a flashlight to see the ugly wound on her leg. The rain doesn't stop, and the basement starts to fill with water. Dave, unable to walk properly, has no other option but to put the bone back in place. Soon he comes out from behind the pipes and tries to find an exit. Haley screams, asking if the alligators have returned, and tells her father to go to the front of the house to ask for help. But Dave hears a noise, and the alligators are probably still around, so Haley comes out of her hiding place and slowly goes to a grate that leads to the street. She sees 3 people at a gas station across from the house and immediately alerts her father. Haley starts making signals with the flashlight, hoping they'll see. Meanwhile, the group of thieves is happy putting everything they can steal from the store into their boat, already thinking about how they'll spend the money from the stolen things. Soon, one of the thieves sees the light shining through the grate and decides to go see what it is, even with the girl asking him not to go. When the man tries to look inside the house, an alligator attacks the girl who is in the boat. Hearing the screams, the thief turns around scared, but then the alligator gets him too. At the same time, in the store, the third thief is filling bags with food without knowing anything. The injured brother tries to warn him of the danger and begs him to get out of the water. The guy doesn't understand what's happening and ends up being caught by the alligator too. Haley sees everything happen horrified and realizes that she and her father need another plan. Soon after, Dave remembers there's another exit from the basement. He tells Haley there's a door at the front of the house that connects to the main staircase. Dave explains for her to follow the wall until she hits a part where the basement pipes go up to the house. Haley takes the flashlight and does what her father said. Finally, she reaches the door, but can't open it because there's heavy furniture blocking from the other side. Sugar hears Haley trying to get out and comes all happy near the door, but no matter how much she tries, she can't move the furniture and open the door. Haley and Dave remain trapped, and the basement is filling with water quickly. Her father measures the water and sees that in less than an hour, the water will flood the basement. In other words, they have to get out before that happens. After a while, through the grate, Haley sees Wayne arriving in a police boat. He enters the house, while another officer stays outside. Haley screams, while Dave bangs with the shovel on the pipes. But Wayne continues searching through the house and can't hear because of the storm. The agitated dog tries to alert Wayne, and finally, Wayne reaches the stairs going to the basement and, hearing voices, prepares to go down. Haley and Dave warn him about the alligators, and he tries to talk to his partner on the radio to ask for help. But outside, the boat stops working, and his partner goes to see what it is. He discovers it's full of algae stuck in the boat's propeller. He hears a strange movement in the water, and when he goes to look, several alligators devour him. In seconds, an alligator grabs Wayne and drags him to the water-filled basement. Haley tries to get close to help, but it's already too late. Then the alligator goes after her, but she manages to get back behind the pipes just in time. Desperate, the girl cries on her father's chest, afraid they won't be able to get out of there, but Dave assures they'll think of something. He reminds Haley of when she was little and couldn't hold her breath longer than her sister. At dawn, he woke up to a strange noise. It was Haley trying to hold her breath so she wouldn't lose again. At that moment, he knew Haley was a warrior. The father encourages her not to give up like back then. Dave remembers that when he hit with the shovel, it distracted the alligators. So he tells Haley to go to the stairs, while he starts banging on the pipes to draw the alligator's attention to him. He manages to make an alligator fall into a trap and kills it with a shovel. But the other alligator continues swimming near the stairs. Haley screams to her father that they won't be able to get out this way and that she's going to try to get out through the pipe that connects to the lake. Dave tries to make her change her mind because it's very dangerous since it's through this pipe that the alligators enter and leave the house. But Haley follows his advice not to give up. Soon she's in the water pipe where she finds Wayne's body and an alligator nest full of eggs. While she looks at everything scared, an alligator comes to the nest. Haley slowly pulls Wayne's body and takes his gun. Suddenly, an alligator appears in front of her and grabs her hand that's holding the gun, but she manages to shoot several times. When Dave hears the shots, he calls out worried for his daughter, and Haley tells him she killed another alligator, even injured again. Haley continues. She holds her breath and swims through the pipe. Almost reaching the exit, she sees an alligator floating nearby, but luckily it doesn't notice her. Soon she reaches the lake and swims slowly to the surface. But then one of the alligators comes at her. Haley swims as fast as she can and manages to reach the shore just in time. Meanwhile, the water is almost covering the entire basement, and Dave is holding onto the ceiling so he won't drown. Getting out of the water, Haley sees some helicopters flying nearby, but knows no one will see her. She decides not to waste time and runs into the house. Haley takes some tools and starts cutting the floor, trying to reach her father, who is already drowning. Finally, she makes a hole in the floor and pulls her father out of the water, but is horrified when she sees he's not breathing. She desperately tries to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, but it doesn't work. Desperate, Haley hits her father's chest hard, and he starts breathing again. They go outside the house, only to see that the streets are all flooded and they can't leave by car. Dave warns that the dam will break soon, and says their only chance is to reach the boat that the thieves left at the station. But it won't be easy to get there, because the alligators attack when they hear any noise in the water. Since the rain is very heavy, if they can cross the street very slowly and without making noise, the alligators won't hear them. Dave takes Sugar, and they slowly go to the station. Unluckily for them, the rain stops suddenly. Suddenly, an alligator appears next to Dave and Haley, but they stay still and it swims past. The sound of thunder and sirens shows that the dam broke. They don't have time to cross the street slowly, and Dave tells Haley to swim fast to the boat. He encourages her to win like he used to do in training long ago. Feeling confident, Haley jumps in the water, swims past the huge alligators, jumps in the boat and starts it. Haley quickly goes to get her father and helps him and Sugar get in the boat, but then it's too late. A giant wave of water carries everything in front of it. Their boat is caught by the wave and they crash into their own house's window. The boat flips and they scatter through the house. Haley climbs on the kitchen table and sees the alligators coming. Meanwhile, Dave goes to the stairs to the second floor, carrying some flares. Trying to escape the alligators, Haley looks for a safe place. Soon, she sees a police radio in the water. Luckily, it works, and Haley asks for help for her and her father before losing the signal. Going to a safe place, Dave stops to save Sugar and call for Haley, but an alligator sees him. The alligator attacks Dave and rips off his arm. Hearing her father screaming, Haley runs to help, but now the alligator is after her. She manages to hide in the bathroom, but seeing that the door won't hold, she runs to the shower stall, while Dave tries to take care of his wound. Haley realizes she can't stay in the shower for long, so she decides to make a trap for the alligator, almost losing her foot in the process. After managing to get out of the bathroom, she finds her father, and they finally go to the second floor. Suddenly, Haley sees a rescue helicopter outside and runs to the window, waving with a flare. But instead of the rescue team, an alligator reacts to the signal, breaks the window, and enters the house. Haley tells her father to go up to the roof while she tries to defend herself from the alligator, which grabbed her arm. The alligator holds her underwater, spinning her around non-stop. While she fights not to die, she remembers various things from childhood. Soon, she sees a flare thrown, grabs it and sticks it in the alligator's eye. Haley leaves the house through the broken window and tries to climb on the roof, but the alligator tries to grab her again, but is carried away by the current. When Haley can't hold onto the gutter anymore, luckily her father, even all injured, helps her climb up. Finally, Dave, Haley and Sugar can rest in a safe place. Soon they see the lights of a rescue helicopter in the sky, and Haley, gathering her last strength, signals with a flare, while her father looks at her all proud. And so, the movie ends. What rating would you give this movie? Don't forget to activate the bell to be notified of new recaps. So until next time,